Good afternoon and welcome back to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Marathon 2023. I am Luffy. I'm joined by my good friend Sonya Rath, Casual Geek Dave, going to do some Dr. Mario for us. Very excited for that. One quick shout before I let our guys go and start telling you about this awesome game from our childhood. We have a $50 donation from Marm, putting this donation toward my run coming up next for Ironclad as starting character. Thank you so much for the donation. We are taking it today for the Burn Children's Fund of South Carolina. So if anybody in chat wants to help donate to a great cause and help us reach our next goal, let's do this thing. And with that, I'm going to give it over to Sonny and Dave, and we're going to watch some Dr. Mario action. Have at it, guys.
So yeah, welcome to Dr. Mario 64. You might be wondering, wait, why are you running another vanilla game in a randomizer marathon? And that is because Dr. Mario is one of the original randomizers, if you will. The two randomizers that are really the predecessors to all the randomizers are Dr. Mario as well as Tetris. And of course, this is the Nintendo 64 version where we're going to be doing story mode. We're going to be doing the hard difficulty, and hopefully I can get through this without losing. I asked Luffy prior to us going live which character to play, and he chose Wario as well as Dave. There are going to be 9 stages if I go deathless. Otherwise, if I take a death, then I will end up getting 8 stages instead of the 9. Hopefully I can get all 9, show off the extra stage, if you will, in the game. But yeah, without any further ado, Dave, you want to count me in?
Absolutely. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
As I'm trying to start my timer, but I don't have a timer.
Quick, hit the live split.
Pretty much. So, basic premise of the game, match 4 of one color, either horizontally or vertically. If you make chains like I just did, you'll drop garbage onto an opponent's screen and basically just cause a bit of an issue.
Yeah, now we're playing on the harder difficulty, and you're telling me before this that that basically just means that we get a little bit higher speed. The AI is going to act a little bit differently. A few things like that. We have more viruses to start out with on the first stage than we normally would have. But no problems at all.
Yeah, it's actually relatively easy, all things considered. At least for me, who has put, oh gosh, I don't know how many hours into Dr. Mario, to be completely honest with you all.
At least a few.
Because there also is a air quotes worldwide championship for this, the Dr. Mario World Championship, and I have been practicing for that as well. So stage 1, always going to be against Dr. Mario. Stage 2 here against Spearhead, a classic Wario Land enemy. Very, very fun sound effects within this game as well, as Darkman mentioned there in chat. You're going to see me set up for some advanced chains, combos, things like that throughout the run. Don't worry, I'm a trained professional.
I still have plans of like turning you into like a wrestling persona, not too unsimilar to a certain disrespectful physician that used to be around these parts, of like the 1997 Columns World Champion. Like, I think we can make this work.
I think we could. Might take a little bit of time, but we can definitely make something happen out of it.
Yeah, to let everybody in on the joke a little bit, I'm not going to be providing a whole lot of fantastic commentary to really tell you about the fruits of this game, because I know nothing about it. Sonny and I are good friends behind the scene, and it's kind of a meme that I'm awful at these kind of games. So here I am.
But at the same time, with Dave and I, when we've been in the booth together, it's been either a really good run or a run that ends up going so
That's
bad that it
fun.
is absolutely unforgettable, but a lot of fun.
I think I'm pretty. Let's exclude FFR. I think other than FFR, I've probably done more commentary for your runs than anybody else.
I think so. But yeah, there are two different ways to win. One you saw with the opponent topping out. The other is what we're probably going to meet on this stage, which is clearing all of your own viruses. So having multiple win conditions within this game definitely makes things a lot easier. And as you can tell, we're just way ahead of the AI. I could just slow down, take things easy, and still end up pulling a win out of this without any difficulties. So, Luffy, you got anything you want to throw in? Maybe plug your upcoming run?
I don't want to shamelessly say what we got going on next, but we do have some Slay the Spire coming up. I'm playing a little modded version of that. We can talk about it once we get there. But also some great stuff coming on later on today. We got Chrono Trigger Jets of Time with some open incentives, and the Time Spinner randomizer coming up after that, followed by some Archipelago. Incentives open for all of that. So if you guys want to get some donations in there, help us reach the fantastic goal we have set up, and donate to a great cause today, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Do we have any incentives sitting today?
So right now, there's still the open incentives for the Slay the Spire. The Ironclad is in the lead, followed closely by the Defect. Jets of Time, we have $22 of the 80 reach for the add an extra boss to the list, and $10 of the 100 for Split, Lavos, and Zeal between the runners so far.
I'm gonna have to get in on that Slay the Spire incentive.
There is another open incentive for Select the Whale bonus as well to kind of make things even more interesting.
Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say we've got some very, very interesting incentives coming up for Slay the Spire. So if you want to see Luffy suffer, but at the same time both of us have a really good time, definitely get your donations in for that. This run won't last too terribly long, as I mean, you see right now I might be behind the AI, but overall when it comes to the board health that I have versus what the AI's board health is, yeah, my board health is much better at the moment.
Nice.
And then with that sick combo, suddenly the board health shifts drastically even further in your favor.
Yep.
I cannot think like that. Like it blows my mind when you logic puzzle runners do that, thinking like the 10 steps ahead, and I'm just like, oh, colors.
I mean, there are a lot of moving parts to just this run in general that you really have to pay attention to. You have a lot of garbage management. As you see, there's just setting up so many different variants of chains in order to be able to just get as much garbage on your opponent's screen as you possibly can. Albeit some of those methods do backfire on you, and that's where being able to make some sort of backup really comes in handy. Case in point right here with the RNG not treating me too terribly well.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm like the Jenga player that's just like, hey, check this out. And then I pull one thing and it just falls into a pile.
Yep. So right now we're yet again we're going to be a little behind to start with some of these fights, but pulling back ahead is not going to be too much of an issue. As you notice with some of these, the AIs actually put themselves into kind of bad holes. And from time to time, they can actually get themselves out of them. However, more often than not, you're going to see these chains just get launched almost non-stop.
Would you say like the differences in difficulty in this game is just more or less? I mean, also the AI going a little bit more capable, but mostly it just slightly speeds up rather than going at a snail's pace.
Yeah, it does speed up. I mean, if you notice now, we're already caught back up to the virus count and actually now ahead.
Yeah, for those that like casually play this, which is exclusively what I've done, you notice when you're playing the story mode on other difficulties that like they're not speeding up how fast the pills fall or anything like that. The AI is really taking its time.
So we're down to the last 5 viruses. We're definitely going to win this round by eliminating all the viruses, as there's no real way the AI is going to top out. And another speed tech that I didn't mention is actually making sure that whatever garbage you have falls as quickly as possible, because that does eat up a lot of time that you could be using to place pills or potentially even set up chains combos like that one that I just did. And we are into the first AI with very erratic behavior. As you'll notice, it's just constantly spinning the pills and then setting them. That is one of the many behavior modes that the AI can have.
Would you say a kind of an easy trap to fall into as you're getting into the later stages is to actually kind of take your time a little bit to set up rather than just rushing through to clear as quickly as possible?
Kinda, sorta. Ultimately speaking, you are wanting to try to clear your board before the AI does, or have your board health stay as clean as possible in order to keep the AI from potentially overwhelming you.
Yeah.
We have time for a quick donation here.
We
Please.
do.
All right, we have a 25 donation from Margaret Ann saying, I mean, I was already having trouble believing Mario had time between plumbing gigs, tennis matches, and kart racing to get his medical degree, but Dr. Wario? Good luck, friendos. Donation goes to Sawny's Choice. Thank you, Margaret.
Thanks, love.
Luffy, I think you know where that's going.
I think I do.
Because if you're not playing Clad, then
You're doing it wrong.
we got a bit of problem. Ooh, this AI is dropping some chains right now.
Rude.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
they're going for it.
He's like, all right, we're all in. Not the most rude fight I've had here. That actually comes up on the final boss of just the regular run in and of itself, or any percent, if you will.
I thought you were going to reference when I slapped you with a dual glove this morning, but that's fine.
Nah, that was yesterday you did that. That was during the Isaac run, no less.
10 bases at dawn, you heard me.
Okay, that was a chain.
That was nice.
That was a chain I was not
Really
ready
good.
for.
That was real good.
So yeah, I mean, five viruses on my side to 27 on the AI side. This is just no competition. This board's going to be cleared very, very soon.
Drops you a freebie clear too on top of it.
Mhm.
And this is actually one of those moments that the AI goes more into its scrambling mode than anything else. And we're going to chain to finish this and finish it in style.
Nice.
Finish with the flex.
So I would show the cutscenes in the story mode. However, some of them actually do take a while to go through. I'll show off the last cutscene though of it. But now we are into going against this frog, who is definitely wanting to drop me some chains. This is actually kind of interesting for my board health because it allows me to create a pretty advanced chain there with a T setup. Oh, and it fires back a 3 chain of its own. That's fine. It's just going berserk right now. Okay.
This frog.
This frog is doing frog
Business.
things.
He ain't messing around. Mr. Frog's ready to go.
He really is. This guy is, he's on something today. So, you may have heard a warning siren. That will actually happen whenever the pills or viruses reach a certain height. If I remember correctly, it's 3 from the top, 3 rows from the top. And that siren will play until everything is dropped to a more manageable level. So 4 from the top or below.
Nice.
Combo.
We're back to a clean board, a good neutral board, if you will.
Board health definitely seems to be on your side as this frog went a little ham, but has like set itself up to a really rough board.
Oh yeah. And I mean, this is just one of the many traps that you can put the AI in. I might actually be able to get a kill if this chain drops. Nope, it did not drop anything in the right spot. That's okay.
Getting pretty close to topping out.
It's really close to topping out.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nice.
All right. So, one of the nice features of Dr. Mario 64 actually shows up in this stage. 4-player battles. You're going to notice my board looks super tiny, which is where normally I would say it's kind of difficult to see this, but honestly, it's not too terribly bad. And going up against 3 AIs where one of them is more than likely going to top out is a bit of a task. I did not get the turn there. But that's okay.
Board health is definitely in our favor so far. Staying pretty far ahead of the rest, and they're working on topping themselves out.
They will slowly but steadily do so. Oh, my B input got eaten. That's okay. So there goes Dr. Mario topping out, which is actually pretty good for us. Unfortunately, our board health is not entirely where I'd like it to be, but I think I can make something work out of this.
We got a good lead to work with.
And now that I have a full column cleared, I also have somewhere to throw things that I may not want.
The bupkis pile.
Ooh, ooh,
Burn.
ooh.
Ouch.
That's not good. We'll see what we can make work out of this, though.
We can recover.
Yeah, this isn't the end of the world. There we go. Better situation right there. That was not how I wanted to set that. It's okay. Because we still have a decent lead, and ultimately speaking, we can actually set up some clears, actually get everything back in order. And suddenly, board health becomes a non-issue.
Nice.
Very nice clear.
That one was very, very much needed.
Get a little clinch there for a sec.
So that misflip normally where it would be unintentional, that one I made just so that way ultimately I know what I need to do, which is going to be more focused on clearing kind of down here towards the bottom, getting myself set up to have the columns to clear instead of the rows. I am definitely having some eaten inputs, which is not good, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, we are playing the Switch version here, the Virtual Console version on Switch, and it kind of notoriously eats some inputs from time to time.
Alright. Luffy, while I'm getting this board in a better state, you got anything you want to throw out there?
Right now, still have some open incentives right now. Slay the Spire still has an open donation incentive for starting character, Ironclad in the lead, followed by Defect. Jets of Time still has their bonuses open for add an extra boss for repeatable, and then split Lavos and Zeal between the runners. Time Spinner Randomizer. The HP cap minus 1 HP for every dollar donated down to 128. Looks like it has reached its cap. 128 is reached, so HP will be in a interesting spot later on for that run. And the Archipelago FFR run later on tonight, the required War Mech incentive was met, and we still have incentives out there for add Bs to the link to the pass pool, along with the boss shuffle as well. So some incentives out there. We still want to get them in and help donate to a great cause.
Alright, we are definitely looking a lot better now on board health. We do have the one column kind of blocked off right now, or two columns, shall I say. But it's very, very easy to free them. As you'll notice, we actually almost have said columns freed. So it is just a matter of getting the pill that we need, which is a double blue preferably, in order to make this happen. And then clearing everything else out from there. So this is definitely where the randomizer effect of Dr. Mario comes more heavily into play. As I get the double blue, but I literally just plugged the hole. That's okay. Got a second shot at it. Here we go. Got it. Okay.
You know, with many puzzle games, the speed is slowly kind of ramping up here.
Yeah, actually, to expose a bit more on that, every 10 pills, you will see a slight speed increase.
The irony is that the CPU's gotten itself into a similar position here,
Mhm.
but it is kind of struggling to pull the same maneuver you're doing
Nice.
here.
There we go.
Yeah, nice clear.
But now we need to actually uncover this. And that is where things are going to be a bit more hectic. I could go about this in two different ways. We'll see which way it actually presents itself to be the best way in this case. And I already see it. We should have the win in just a moment. As now I just need anything with blue. And that's the win.
Go.
Nice, GG.
Well done.
What's the timer at right now?
We are at 23:50.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna let this cutscene play out.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole premise of the story is we're trying to catch up to Mad Science Dean in order to get this bottle of medicine, and this is the final boss of the game. Air quotes for any percent. This is Rudy. The final boss in, I think, Wario Land 3, if I remember correctly. It has been a while since I played the Wario Land series, but we are actually starting on virus level 20 for this. The highest standard virus level. And you're not going to see me playing as quickly here just because we are so high up on the board that I actually need to play a lot more carefully than I normally would. Case in point right there, I already have one column very much cut off. Yet Rudy and I are still very much even on our virus counts. Perfect, thank you. And this is where I can actually start playing a little more aggressively.
Nice chain.
Well
done. Not quite out of it yet. We're definitely a lot safer, but we are by no means out of the fire yet.
Starting to get a bit buried, so you got plenty of room to catch up here.
Oh, he's very much buried. And this is actually the exact situation I was hoping for on this fight. Because it is very possible that I can get him to just top out.
Getting there, very close.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Let's go, Hammers.
GG's.
So that is not the end, though. We have one more battle.
And that's due to you having a perfect run, right?
Yes, that's due to me having a deathless run. So say hello to Metal Dr. Mario. This is the extra boss of the game. You have to beat normal, hard, or super hard difficulty, and I didn't feel comfortable submitting super hard, as that is absolutely bonkers on the difficulty increase in order to get this fight.
Oof.
It's okay.
Nice.
Metal Mario ain't playing around.
Yeah, right?
Oh no, Metal Dr. Mario does not mess around at all. Good. Didn't drop it on that column. That is all I was concerned about. Ooh. He's doing some really good chains right now.
I see.
It's okay. We can bring this back easy.
Yeah, we in there.
As you can tell, I'm not even worried in the slightest. Drop that right there.
Oh, what a guy.
Helping me out. Metal Dr. Mario. You shouldn't be doing that. So here we go. We are definitely at a part of the fight that I can be a little more aggressive and really start focusing more towards clearing my board. That's a really, really advanced chain right there.
That's clear.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to do at this point is bring my board down to the bottom so that way I can do more horizontal clears instead of focusing on the vertical clears, which is about to happen.
Nice.
Giving me a free chain to counterattack. I like it.
Meanwhile, Metal Mario not doing quite as good of a job of unburying themselves, so we have definitely caught up here.
And we have so much time right now in order to finish him off. Ah, that was unfortunate. That's even more unfortunate.
It's not going to make it free.
But we are still in a pretty good spot. We definitely have a lot of potential to be able to get things cleared back down and make life a lot easier. Case in point right there, we are down to 12 viruses remaining, where he is still sitting at 25. Dropped a pretty good chain on me, I'd say, right there. What am I looking at? I think that's what I'm looking at. Try to keep my garbage down a bit. Except he is just launching chain after chain after chain right now. And this is one of those, quote, spiral points, end quote, for the AI, but that's time.
Nice. GG's.
Nice.
Didn't
GG.
even realize he'd topped out.
32-30. GG's.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question becomes, what do you guys want me to do with the remaining time? Because I could do an easy mode run, or I could do something else. I could showcase what I've been working on.
How ahead are we?
Let's see. Next run isn't scheduled. We got the changeover in about 9 minutes.
I can show off a certain mode. So I'm going to show off the Flash mode. And after you defeat Metal Dr. Mario and Vampire Warrior, you unlock both of them. So we'll play against them, and then we'll just use the classic Fever theme for this. Now, the Flash mode in the Versus mode, you're going to notice that there are flashing viruses down at the bottom. The objective of this mode is to clear those viruses in particular. And that is just so you can then lower the number of flashing viruses that you have until eventually you win.
So similar win conditions to the normal mode, but instead of clearing all the viruses, it's just the flashing ones instead.
Yes. And you're going to notice Metal Dr. Mario already has 1 down, where I have 0, but I'm already set up for 2.
Dang, you're set up for 3.
Yeah, I'm really close to set up for all 3.
Metal Mario's really close to topping up.
Yup. Anything with a blue, and I win.
Nice.
Well done.
So yeah, like there are many different modes to the game, but the most commonly run modes are both the classic and the story modes. And something else you're going to notice with the Vampire Wario voice as well as the Metal Dr. Mario voices, they're much, much different than the standard character voices, as these technically are the super characters of the game. Hardest characters to defeat, but in my opinion, probably the most fun to unlock.
Yeah, maybe a hot take on my part, but I feel like the subsequent Dr. Mario entries in the series past the NES one kind of flew under a lot of people's radar. And casually, they're very fun games. And this one and the one on the Wii are really enjoyable. Highly recommend them.
There's the second win.
Well done.
Ooh, this board's gonna be fun to have to drill down. So this board definitely gonna be a little bit longer than the other 2 boards were. However, shouldn't be too much longer. I mean, as you notice, we've already got one of the flashing viruses down. We're about to take down the second. And Metal Dr. Mario just gave us the win.
Oh,
Nice
easy.
drop.
Nice.
So yeah, there's Dr. Mario 64. It's RNG, the reason why it's one of the original randomizers. And yeah, next time you'll see me, you'll be here in about 12 hours for the Zelda Relay.
It's gonna be quite the night for you, my friend.
Yeah, because I've got Z3, then Ocarina of Time randos, and then it'll be SMRPG Armageddon with Necrowind, which I highly recommend sticking around for as much of that as you possibly can, but definitely stick around for Luffy's upcoming Spire run. You'll be hearing me again, and You might hear us argue a bit about strategy in it too.
We might, but it comes from a place of love from both of us for sure.
Oh yeah. As I like to say, whenever you're playing Spire, we're two halves of a whole brain.
Yeah, we do like to talk strategy, and shout out to Sony for agreeing to join me for that run coming up soon. That was Dr. Mario by Sony Wrath. That was really cool to watch. Thank you, Casual Geek Dave and Sony, for putting that on, and Jay Shy for the restream. We're going to get ready for a handoff here and take a quick break, and then when you come back, you'll hear Sony and myself talking some Slay the Spire. We still have some incentives open for some of the randos that are coming up later on. Chrono Trigger Jets of Time. Time Sprinter was reached, so can't put it there anymore. And then Archipelago, FFR, A Link to the Past rando coming up after that. So thank you, everybody, for joining us so far today. We're taking donations for the Burn Children's Fund of South Carolina, the MUSC, Medical University of South Carolina, to ease the recovery process for MUSC's pediatric burn patients and their families through supplies and training for the highest quality burn care, direct family support, and education. So thank you so much for joining us today so far. Quick little break, and we'll be back with some Slay the Spire action. Thank you, everyone.